It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. For the Cavaliers, these guys are playing good basketball with 7 wins in their last 10 games, and they like their chances tonight. And last season, we saw James Harden take on the role of acting point guard for his team. Even with the switch, he continued to pour in the points. But the real story, the assists, man, why was that move so good?
Well, Harden has always been a ball-dominant point guard, I just think he's an underrated passer, but he's always been a great distributor. Now he's just doing it more. He's trying to average that triple-double.
You know what the funny thing is? When he didn't have the ball and he wasn't playing the point, I think he looked for a shot more. But knowing that it's in his hands every possession allows him the freedom to pass the basketball, and it's helped the Rockets.
Interesting. Now let's go to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Cleveland Cavaliers come in for this one. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan, and beside me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. David Aldridge joins us on the sidelines. Here in Houston, it's another home game for the Rockets. They are looking extremely good so far, starting the season on fire, 6 straight wins.
You know, this is a great team, and I wouldn't put it past them to continue to play at a very high level. I mean, that's the makeup of the squad. You know, they've got great character, tremendous talent, and obviously very well coached. They very well could continue to play this kind of basketball throughout the course of the season.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, LeBron James does not mind being a vocal leader. He said conflict was just part of the game for me growing up. I played outdoors, and if you didn't win, you might not play again for the rest of the day. Now I'm the leader of this team, and I expect nothing less than greatness out of all of us. I'm going to hold everyone accountable, including myself. Kevin?
And that's so great to hear, D.A. LeBron is a proven leader and champion, as we all know, expects to contend for a championship every year. And in the early season, plenty of optimism for teams. Is there any complacency, Steve, a feeling that you can lose one here, lose one there, and you can make up for it down the stretch?
Well, the good teams, they feel like that. A lot of times you look at it and say you don't take losses as bad when you have a couple star players or impact players out. You figure when we get those guys healthy, you just want to be able to play the right way, and when they come back, then you can start to make your push.
So the Rockets win the tip. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the deadly forward pair. Thomas and Smith teaming up in the backcourt, and it's Thompson in at the 5 down low.
And what do you do with LeBron on the loose and coming at you full speed? All you can do is foul him. And LeBron James in 2014 took on the burden of leading a young Cavs team back to greatness. He changed the whole culture, showing them what it took to win it all.
And the first one drops. And Smitty, it had to take a lot of patience for LeBron going from Miami to Cleveland, getting his teammates and the organization overall to that next level.
The definition of a leader, LeBron James. He'll do it with praise or criticism, not shy about challenging others and lighting a fire under them.
And both free throws good for LeBron.
As good as LeBron is at drawing fouls, still only a career 75% free throw shooter. Boy, what if he could raise that average?
Now here's Paul. It's hauled in by Thomas. Pass to Love. Here's Smith. Rebounded by Capella. On defense, Cleveland. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Even if you do come away with the win, you've made it a lot harder than it should have been. But that night, they just couldn't overcome it.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Thomas kicks to James. Kicks it out to Love. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Love's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Ball against Thomas. Paul dishes to Harden. Lob pass to Capella. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. Two teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
This is going to be a fun first game between these two squads. Buckle up.
Now Ariza. Following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep. Goes back up. He can't hit that time. LeBron with some nice D. Thomas passes to James. Love right side. The Cavaliers again can't hit. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And he comes up with the deuce.
CP3 moving the basketball around. That's what you want out of your point guard.
Smith against Harden. It's a pick by Love. Thomas kicks to Smith. Three-pointer. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Harden with a screen on Smith. Paul dishes to Harden. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Cavaliers leading by 4. J.R. Smith on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to James. And it's 6 points for J.R. Smith.
Deadly from beyond the arc. J.R. cannot be left alone.
Harden against Smith. Harden the pass to Paul. Over Thomas. The shot by Paul, no good.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
And the dunk by Capella.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. LeBron kicks to Love. Ariza against LeBron. 6 to shoot. In the corner, Smith with it. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Rockets trail by 5. To the inside, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Houston.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Cleveland leading by 5. Thomas kicks to Love. At the elbow, it's Thompson. Back to Love. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Love's got 5 points so far.
Feathery touch in the painted area serves Love very well.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
Cleveland's gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. And Thompson kicks to Thomas. The screen from Thompson. Thomas dishes to Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. For 3, Smith. Smith missing again.
You can see the frustration. They hold the lead, but he wants to be able to contribute.
Harden, that's good.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective scorer in that area.
LeBron passes to Smith. And Thompson kicks to LeBron. Stolen by Anderson. Ariza against James. To the paint. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Thompson, a screen on Paul. Thomas dishes to Smith. Paul against Thomas. He feeds it to James. It's stolen by Ariza. The dish to Paul. Houston moving it around. And Thompson sends it back.
Great timing by Tristan Thompson on that block. That's his forte. You know, a little off his game this quarter. Still trying to find a rhythm, though.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
On the wing, Harden. Paul kicks to Anderson. Harden outside. A three. Hands it from downtown. Harden's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Rockets.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
Now here's Thompson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
And Kevin Love has feasted on the open looks he gets in Cleveland. He's become a high-volume three-point shooter.
And over the course of his career, Kevin Love has made a steady increase in his number of three-point attempts.
His rookie season, can you believe it? He made just 2 triples the whole season. Now he makes over 2 a game, and for a power forward, his jump shot is pretty.
That free throw good from Kevin Love.
You know, one of the better free throw shooting bigs we have in the game. Kevin Love has made a good living at the line.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Shumpert comes in for James. Wade, he's checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Calderon in for Thomas. Both free throws good from Kevin Love. And Smitty, Kevin Love has weathered a surprising amount of criticism over the years. In Minnesota, he put up big numbers, but they said he wasn't a winner. Then he goes to Cleveland, and they say, you know, what's happened to those big numbers?
You're right. It's a catch-22. Really not fair. Last season, I think he answered all those questions. He did it all, a 20-10 contributor on an elite team.
Now here's Wade. After Eric Gordon's miss, Love the pass to Calderon. Back to Love. Popped up there for Wade, and then Wade slams it in.
The vision of Love, the willingness to make the extra pass, just more reasons why he's so dangerous in this offense.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Tucker. He dishes it to Brown. And the miss, not the best shot selection there. Cleveland leading by 6. Wade kicks to Frye. Back to Wade. Dishes it to Frye. Pass to Calderon. It's a pick by Love. Calderon with it. Picked up by Brown. Rockets 6. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Dwayne Wade. He's putting up 13 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
Here's Nene, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And there's so much more to the game than explosive athleticism. We see that. We're wowed by it. But, you know, Steve, there are those players who win with guile and being smart and crafty. Any names come to mind when you think about that aspect?
Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies, their entire team, Kevin. When you look at Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, but some other names, Draymond Green, those guys, they won't wow you with their athleticism, but they have such a high basketball IQ. Chris Paul, those guys, they just know how to play. Harrison Barnes is another.
That free throw good from Nene. And we think about the Cavs' ability, Steve, to carve up defenses. Top 5 in free throw attempt differential last season.
A reason why is their attacking styles. It also shows their veteran savvy at the other end, not getting baited into cheap fouls.
Crowder, he's checked in for Kevin Love. And so Nene nails both of them. Cleveland leading by 4. There's a screen. Outside jumper. Shoots over Tucker. Off the left rim and out.
I can tell you right now, the coach loved everything about that shot except the result.
Tucker tips it back in.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Now here's Calderon. There's the feed to Crowder. Inside. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. And another miss by Cleveland. Houston's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Tucker. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Tucker's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Now here's Fromm. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And it's Shumpert again, missing. Houston in the lead. The 3. Up again. Here's Nene. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Wade dishes to Calderon. There's a good screen. Back to Wade. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Cavaliers lead by 1.
Always with the great vision. Calderon still one of the best at finding the open man.
Nene, the pass to Mbamute. And Mbamute, the former UCLA Bruin, has made a name for himself with his play on the defensive end. He can match up well, Steve, with a number of positions and always does a good job.
He does. Luke Mbamute doesn't get a ton of points, but he's always on the floor for his defense. Will always have a place in a rotation with how he plays D.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw. Mbamute. Good.
And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
That one misses.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Mbamute with the steal. And Tucker kicks to Nene. It's rebounded by Cleveland. And that shot selection, a systematic approach by the whole Houston organization. Greg, as a team, they actually took less mid-range jump shots than DeMar DeRozan did individually last season.
Yeah, and it wasn't even close. I mean, the approach Houston has made successful the last few seasons, that they are 100% committed to not taking mid-range shots if they can help it.
Here's Gordon after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Brown wide open. He fires. And he's good on the 3 ball. Brown's got himself on the board with 3 there. Gordon against Wade. Inside. Outer dishes to Fromm. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And the Cavaliers lead by 1.
As a defender, you have to stay in Fry's shirt. Otherwise, all too often, this will be the result.
Over in the corner, Brown. And another 3 for Houston. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now, here's Wade. He's got 6. He kicks it to Shumpert. There's 25 seconds left here in the first quarter.
We know Shumpert likes to score off the dribble. Got a head of steam up on that play.
Rocket shooting looking a little out of sorts early, 37%. Gordon against Wade. Outside Gordon. 6 on the shot clock. Over Wade. And the shot no good, a bit short. James Harden getting it done for Houston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back right after this. And you talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific player.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Take care of the basketball, being disruptive on D. That combination has them out in front.
P.J. Tucker is out there with Luke and Mbaamuta. Then there's Gordon. Then there's Nene. And it's Brown in at the 1. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. The Cavaliers #1, the Rockets 4th.
You know, I don't think we're going to see a shot clock violation in this one, fellas. I mean, both of these teams play at a breakneck pace.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Well, it is something that every NBA player has and usually comes into the league with. So, Smitty, what was your free throw ritual, and how did you come about it?
Well, I think one for me, I have my mom and sister tattoo on my arm, so I used to hold those two and just to say hi to them. And then next, I had to take my hands and wipe the sweat to make sure I could get a grip on the basketball. Then take a deep breath. And then over and over, I would just talk about my high school, Michigan State, my neighborhood, and the ritual in my mind, and then take the free throw. So that was the things I did. A lot of guys, especially Karl Malone, I always wanted to know what was he saying, because he was talking to himself out loud, but not really saying anything.
Well, routine is what coaches always kind of prompt young players to get into, right, when they get to the line?
Yeah, for sure. And I know one time, Kevin, I always looked for that nail at the free throw line, and I couldn't find it, and it seemed like it threw me off.
The Cavaliers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. They throw good. Amon Shumpert.
And this Cavs payroll last season, I mean, the highest in NBA history, with luxury tax penalties in the tens of millions. And we saw some friction as they looked to control salary, and LeBron pushed them to add more talent.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Guys, Tristan Thompson has one of the longest consecutive games played streaks in NBA history. He said, the mind's a powerful thing. And if you tell your brain everything is all right, you'd be surprised on the stuff you can achieve. We have the mental toughness to push through our limits. That's how you become great and test yourself as a player. Kevin?
Well, David, Thompson's certainly a mentally strong player. Always nice to have someone you can rely on night in and night out. Here's Tucker after the made shot from Jay Crowder. Screen by Balamute. Brown outside. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And with the chance, let's take a look now at the numbers for Jay Crowder. He's averaging 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson, he's checked in for Fry. LeBron comes in for Shumpert. Smith checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Thomas subbed in for Jose Calderon. Now here's Paul. Following the miss by J.R. Smith. And the dunk by Capella.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Now here's LeBron. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Milwaukee. Thomas, good.
Usually on the finishing end of plays, JR this time playing the role of facilitator.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Paul passes to Harden. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. A shot by Harden. Wide open. Trains the three-pointer. Harden's got 11 points.
And you can see there, the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
And James gets it to go.
One of the best finishers this league has ever seen. LeBron with another inside.
Paul with the ball. A 14-point game for him in the win against Utah.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
The Cavaliers leading by 6. Smith with a wide open look, and it's off from three-point range.
Well, he was in rhythm, hitting 2 threes in the opening quarter, but hasn't made one since.
Harden kicks to Paul. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Good work defensively by Crowder. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and that one off the back of the rim and in.
And this is where JR can put it on you. Excellent in the catch and shoot.
Harden dishes to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now, here is Smith. He's got 8. Thompson passes to Smith. Back to Thompson. Feeds it to Thomas. Over Paul. Thomas, no good. Rockets trail by 6. To the paint. And the dunk by Capella.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now here's Thomas. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. From 13. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capella's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Paul kicks to Harden. Cavaliers with the rebound. Passes to Crowder. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Jay Crowder, one of the bigger pieces in the trade that brought him to Cleveland, always seemed to be the odd man out with the revamped roster in Boston. But he's got some strength and length on that wing. Also, some toughness and depth.
Free throw good, Crowder.
And for the Cavs, getting Crowder in the deal was a big part of why they went with it. He's helped fill a couple of holes Cleveland had, and he's also on a friendly contract, so he'll be a part of this team down the road.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Rockets trail by 5. Lob pass to Capella, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. The kick out to LeBron. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 3rd assist on the night.
What you put out is what you get back. LeBron sets up so many teammates on the catch and shoot. That time, the favor is returned.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
He wants to help his team, but when you're in position to finish, it's hard to turn that down.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
He just never gives up on any play, any shot. He's always battling in the paint. He's one of the best at that position.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Yeah, struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
You're not going to be on all the time, and they were prepared for that and scraped and clawed their way to a victory.
Loves check in for the Cavaliers.
The craftiness of Chris Paul, a genius at reading the defense and breaking them apart with his passing as well as his shooting.
Now here's Thomas. 5 points in the game. It's a pick by Love. Smith dishes to Love. Over Anderson. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Love's got 9.
Solid defense inside, but Kevin Love just too good.
Al Paul. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Harden inside the three-point line. Unable to get that one. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. Rockets trail by 10. Paul outside. The pass to Anderson and finished off by Anderson.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. The screen from Thompson. Smith outside. Kicks to James. Can't hit that one. Good D by Ariza. Pass to Anderson. Back to Paul. Ariza against LeBron. Capella with a screen on LeBron. Off the pick. Ariza goes in. And it's slammed in by Ariza.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Love. 11 points for him in that last game against Milwaukee.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Well, this is what happens when you're a threat down low. You attract a lot of defensive attention.
Here's Harden. And he overshot that one, missing.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Love, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. That one is on Ariza.
A ton of moves in Kevin's arsenal baits the defender into the foul.
And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
That's good from Love for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Both free throws good from Kevin Love. Smitty, we have a question sent in by a viewer. They want to know, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what food would you pick? And got anything for that?
You know what? Kevin, that's a good question. There's so many, especially my mom's cooking. But I'm going to go with shrimp fried rice. That's the one I think I would eat for the rest of my life.
And so here's Cleveland. The Rockets making the shot. Back to Thompson. Shot clock at 6. Some solid defense there by Nene. Rockets trail by 6. Gordon kicks to Ariza. Gordon goes in, and the rejection by LeBron.
You got to keep an eye out for LeBron. He may be lurking. What a block that one was.
And you look back for J.R. Smith, you know, Steve, over the years, some questionable choices. His reputation took a hit, but do you feel he's turned over a new chapter in his life?
Yeah, I do. I mean, spending time with LeBron James has definitely had him matured. Everybody looked at him as a prankster, not just on the court, but off the court. He's doing a better job. I'm happy to see him maturing.
First free throw is good.
You know how accurate JR is from 3. That's how relatively inaccurate he can be from the line sometimes.
For the Rockets, P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Brown in for Chris Paul. Then for the Cavaliers, Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Dwayne Wade comes in for LeBron. And it's Calderon in for Isaiah Thomas. That one is no good.
You know, Tyronn Lue, a 2-time champion as a player with the Lakers, that understanding of what it takes to win it all has laid the foundation for his coaching career. I mean, just a good shooter, taking what the defense allows. Find some space out beyond the arc.
And here is Frye after Eric Gordon hit the 3. Chalk up 2 there. Love's got 13 points.
Big night for Kevin Love, using all the tools in his toolbox.
And Tyronn Lue talked about his breadth of experience as a player. He said, I won titles. I also played in the worst team in the league. I've done it all.
Also, Kevin, to add to that, he's been a starter. He's been a bench player. He's missed time with injury. That helps when he's trying to relate to his players, because he's been there and been through everything and whatever they're going through.
Here's Calderon following the score by Houston. They get it again. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Calderon's got his first bucket in this one. Brown outside. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. Love with the screen for Wade. They set the pick. Calderon passes to Wade with the floater, and Eric Gordon pulls it down.
You know what? He tried to lay it in at the point of attack. Just too much defensive pressure on that play.
Poked loose. Brown with the screen on Calderon. Brown right side. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's called on Channing Frye.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are one of the top offensive teams in this league. They make threes, they get dunks and layups. They make them all at a high level.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Brown. And you think about the Cavaliers scoring from long range and inside, Steve, they're pretty good from mid-range too.
You know, they have 2 elite shot creators able to hit the dribble pull-up when all else fails, get them the ball, and pretty much get out of the way.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Shumpert's checked in. And Brown drops them both. And here are the Cavaliers now. And here's Calderon. He feeds it to Love. Stolen by Tucker.
And a good opportunity here to go 2 for 1.
But you also want a decent shot if you can get it. That takes priority.
Gordon dishes to Brown. It's good. This game is all even. Brown's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
There's a screen. Here's Wade. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Rockets have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. He's perfect from the line this time.
This is where he feels 100% comfortable taking all the free points he can get.
Here's Wade. 8 points for him. There's a screen. On the wing, Shumpert. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Teron Lue. Coach, what is the focus going to be in the second half?
Just play the right way. Move the ball, share the ball, get stops, and get out and run in transition.
Always leads to good results. Thanks, Teron. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, as we know, it's always a good idea to pound the ball into the paint. So many defensive game plans are focused just on stopping the three. When you hurt a team down low, they got to react. That allows you to play inside out. Trust me, I have the blueprint. I own the blueprint. I created the blueprint. Inside, kick it back out, shoot the three. Rick Fox, B. Shaw, and big shot, Bob for 3. The crowd go crazy. I know you remember that, Ernie.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Day turning tonight here in the Southwest. We're in Houston. Welcome back, everyone. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Cleveland's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. On the court for Cleveland, the two stars, LeBron and Love, making up the forward positions. Thomas and Smith teaming up in the backcourt. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Paul. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Houston Rockets are one of the most explosive scoring teams in the league. Defense has been a shortcoming in the past. Coach Mike D'Antoni said, we have some good individual defenders. If the rest of them just try, well, that's the plan. Kevin?
Offense is what the Rockets are all about, DA. You know that. Coach D'Antoni definitely focuses on this part of the game more than defense. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. There's the dish to Harden. Lock at 6. To the wing right side. And here's Anderson from the arc. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Smith. The shot. No good. Good D by Harden.
A very disappointing start to this half. 3 attempts with nothing to show for it.
Capella with the bucket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Screen by Smith. Dishes to Love. Thompson in the corner. Back to Love. Cleveland moving the ball around. And Capella sends it back.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Paul with the bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
James kicks to Love. Here's Thomas. Good. Thomas got 7 points in the game.
Well, this is what every coach emphasizes. Keep your head up. Be willing to make the extra pass.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. Love grabs the board. Love's got rebound number 5 here tonight. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
So many things you could single out about the game of LeBron James, but Steve, his finishing is absolutely amazing.
I totally agree. A guy that can go both ways with both hands, not just a dunker. He has great touch around the rim, the ability to play through contact. He has collected more and ones over his career than any of his contemporaries.
Thomas passes to LeBron. Thomas kicks to LeBron. Over Ariza. And that one hits back iron. Houston leading by 8. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Well, Steve, when you think about leaders and players who mean as much for the mental game of their team as their coach, you know, Chris Paul right at the top of that list. He has always been a vocal floor general his whole career.
You're totally right. Paul is very aware of everything that is going on in a game. Can get in a teammate's face if they have a mental lapse. Not always an easy pill to swallow, but all players respect Chris Paul's leadership.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Kevin Love. Smith outside. Back to James, and James throws it down.
A competitor in everything he does. LeBron with a strong finish.
The Rockets have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Here's Paul. Crowder pulls it in. The Cavaliers trail by 8, and here comes Smith leading the fast break. That one goes. Count it. Smith's got 11 points.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D. Takes it himself uncontested.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the team's scoring leaders. The Cavaliers, number 1.
I mean, it's an exciting brand of basketball that they're playing. They've got such deadly weapons. Teams have had a heck of a time trying to slow them down.
For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Thomas dishes to LeBron. Screen by Smith. Thomas inside, defended by Paul. Over a reason. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Houston leading by 6. Now, here is Harden.
Oh, yes. And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Now here's Thomas. They set the screen. Thompson sets the pick for Thomas. For 3, Smith. Good, and the assist goes to James. LeBron's got 4 assists in the game.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Thomas a screen. Paul against Smith. James the pass to Thomas. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Thomas got 4 this quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Paul kicks to Harden. Anderson the screen. Shoots over Crowder. Anderson's shot is off. The Cavaliers trail by 5. The drive by James and the dunk by James.
Driving with that kind of speed and power, LeBron bulldozes his way through contact.
Houston's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Harden gets to Ariza. He dishes it to Capella. Anderson wide open. Anderson can't get that one to fall. For Cleveland, they've gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%. LeBron James on the wing. Defended by Paul. Crowder kicks to Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Thomas dishes to Thompson. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a chance now to review the shot chart for Houston.
And right now, there's nothing the defense can do. You can see them stretching further and further out to guard him beyond the arc, but he just keeps knocking down big 3 after big 3. As a fan, you love it. And as a defender, you just hope it ends soon.
And so it's Houston with it. They've led by as much as 10. Harden against Smith. Lob pass to Capella. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Thomas got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Smith. Here's Thompson. He can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Capella. Harden against Smith. And Paul with the basket on the assist by Harden. And it's 8 points for Chris Paul. Timeout called, Cleveland.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
And Cleveland making a change here. Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Shumpert comes in for LeBron. Dwayne Wade's checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Calderon in for Thomas. Now here's Crowder. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
Now Wade, after Eric Gordon's three-pointer that didn't go. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
For Cleveland, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Channing Frye may be the best floor spacer in the league at the center position. His release is quick, and he's got that nice high release. Makes it very tough to close out in time. I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
Calderon kicks to Crowder. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. That's his first foul. And so here's Cleveland, trailing by 5.
Yeah, tough entry pass. You want to kick the ball down low, but you have to be crafty about how you do it.
Cleveland's gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. And Steve, when you look at Channing Frye, how would you defend him?
You know, a lot of teams like to go small on him, and sometimes that doesn't work. He still can post up. He can shoot over smaller guys, and he does have a little post game to punish them inside.
And Iman Shumpert, known on this team for his boisterous personality, and he makes a statement with his hair too, doesn't he, Steve?
Yeah, sometimes the high top fade, some other hairstyles, I'm not sure what we can really call them. Kevin, do you want to try out some of those looks?
No, thanks, Smitty.
Shooting 2.
He throw good, Iman Shumpert.
And for a guy as strong and as athletic as Shumpert is, he really doesn't get to the foul line enough, in my opinion.
And both free throws good from Iman Shumpert. Rockets leading by 5. On the wing, Gordon. Passed in an A. Gordon against Wade from 11 feet away. And it's Gordon missing. Now Cleveland shooting 47% since getting things started in the third quarter. Calderon with it. Crowder sets a screen for Calderon. Crowder kicks to Calderon. That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crowder. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Toronto. They hold the first place spot in the conference, just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And of course, there's the Cavaliers, right on their heels and with their sights set on gaining ground.
And right now for the Cavaliers, any fears of a regression for them this season have been laid to bed. They're an elite team yet again, and they're poised for a dominant stretch run here.
I can't see them slowing down anytime soon. If anything, I think they'll just get stronger as the playoff gets closer.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor, and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
And he knocks down the first one. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball.
The Cavaliers trail by 7. Now the feed to Calderon. Back to Wade. It's tipped. Now Gordon. 12 points for him. He kicks it to Tucker. Wade against Gordon. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And the Cleveland Cavaliers unable to defend their 2016 title, Steve, but hungry to return to the NBA Finals once again.
You know, the pressure, Kevin, to capitalize on their window. LeBron James turning 33 this season. An aging supporting cast. It won't get any easier.
And the first one at the line is good. Love's check in for Crowder. Gordon hits both of them.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Love with the screen on Gordon. It's a pick by Love. Feeds to Shumpert. Tries a 3. That one no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Comes up empty down low.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now Shumpert after Eric Gordon's 3-pointer that didn't go. Calderon, that's good.
An efficient jump shooter, Calderon, showing us how it's done with the catch and shoot.
Nene, the screen. Brown kicks to Gordon. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists in the game.
How about the quarter he's having? Tremendous execution on the offensive end, helping to further fuel this lead.
Now, here's Wade. 8 points for him. And here's Calderon. Here's Shumpert. Gets to the corner and buries it. Shumpert's got 9.
And that's how you get your confidence going. Shumpert just catching and firing.
Brown the pass to Gordon. 30 seconds left in the third. Brown dishes to Nene. Over Fry. Misses off the right iron. The Cavaliers trail by 8. Outside Shumpert. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Here's Wade. Taken away by Nene. Calderon against Brown, and Tucker has it in the corner. Brown kicks to Mbamute. Gordon outside. Doesn't go for him. And so it's Houston in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Back to the action after this word. Three quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Rockets leading by 8. Nene is out there with Luke Mbamute. Then it's P.J. Tucker. Then there's Brown, and it's Gordon in at the 2. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Brown outside. Nene the screen. Nene with the screen on Wade. Gordon kicks to Mbamute. Hits the 3-point bomb. Mbaamute's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Rockets. Wade outside. Love outside. Passes it to Fry. It's rebounded by Houston. Tucker's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Brown right side. That's short off the rim. The Cavaliers trail by 11. The drive by Wade. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you look at all the accomplishments, all the great moments from Wade's career. No doubt he is going to the Hall as soon as he's eligible. One of the greatest 2 guards to ever play.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And it's shocking when you look at the numbers that Wade has had over the years. He never won an MVP award. Certainly, Greg played like an MVP in some of his seasons.
But the rest of the accolades are there for D. Wade. All the trips to the All-Star game, the first team, all defense, the all-NBA teams. But most important to him and his legacy are the 3 NBA titles.
Both free throws good from Wade.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Gordon against Wade. Paul with the screen for Gordon. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Gordon's got the lead up to 11 now for the Rockets. Wade outside. Calderon in the corner. Wade against Gordon. Wade passes to Calderon. Here's Shumpert. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Shumpert using his athleticism inside, and they had to foul him to stop him.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Houston making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Mbamute. And Trevor Ariza is subbed in for P.J. Tucker. Then for the Cavaliers, Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Fry. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Jose Calderon. And both free throws good for Shumpert. Final quarter of play, about 1.5 minutes off the clock into it. There's the pass to Ariza. At the top of the key, Capella. Houston moving it around. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now here's Shumpert. The jump hook. And it's Love missing.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage. Bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there. Not a lot of solutions.
Thomas. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And Isaiah Thomas, the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft. Greg, he definitely plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I call it the little man syndrome. He's driven to prove himself. I mean, he's overcome the odds. In league history, only 9 players 5'9" or shorter have played 1,000 minutes or more in a season. And he's not just playing, he's playing at the highest level.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in. And then for Cleveland, James comes in for Shumpert. And Smith subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas.
And for Isaiah Thomas, he shouldn't have too much of an issue fitting in with the Cavs. I mean, he played AAU with Kevin Love. He can distribute and score. Same role as Irving had when he was with the Cavs.
Here's LeBron. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And that's 15 points for LeBron.
Leaving the defense shell-shocked at this point. LeBron having one of his nights.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul. Ariza has the open look.
Yeah, not a lot of success for them from three-point range here in the second half.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on his heels.
Timeout called, Cleveland. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
All right, David, thanks. Here's Paul. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Capella dishes to Harden. Lob pass to Capella. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's LeBron, and James throws it down.
The power, body control. LeBron finishes through contact as well as anyone we've seen.
Smith against Harden. Kicks it to Paul. Shot on the wing. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to LeBron. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And now it's only a 5-point Houston lead. Harden against Smith. And Thompson sends it back. Capella with the bucket. Cavaliers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Thomas kicks to LeBron. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
So much sharper, so much more efficient with his shot this half. Just taking what the defense allows.
Harden against Smith. Harden outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on LeBron James.
And the southpaw stroke of Harden is just beautiful to watch. When he's cooking, he's one of the more lethal scorers in our league.
That free throw, no good. Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
He hits the second from the line.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half. Doing a great job at the line.
Smith, the pass to LeBron. And LeBron throws it down hard.
And this is how you fire up your teammates. LeBron with a 10 on that one.
Rockets leading by 4. Harden outside. Puts one up. Looks good. Is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
And just carrying over from his last game. Completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
And it's Smith missing. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Out to the right wing. Paul with the ball. Now Thomas defending.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Paul gets to Ariza. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And you have to like how they're getting the ball inside this half. They didn't have as much success in the paint earlier, but they're finally getting it done down low. Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. There's the pick. Thomas kicks to Thompson. Down low. And James throws it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Here's Paul. He feeds it to Harden. The dish to Ariza. Back to Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Smith with the defensive effort. For Cleveland, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. Dishes it to Love. It's rebounded by Houston. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Ariza.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Kevin Love. Anderson the screen. Capella kicks to Ariza. And here's Harden for 3. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Thomas dishes to Thompson. On the wing, James. And the dunk by LeBron.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. Paul against Thomas. Nice shot from 10 feet out. And that's now 10 points for Chris Paul.
I love the adjustments he's made here in the second half, getting the looks he wants now and shooting a much higher percentage.
Anderson against Love. He dishes it to Thomas. The screen from Thompson. In the corner, Smith with it. A three-pointer off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
The putback. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Thomas with the ball. Chris Paul covering. Here's LeBron. Doesn't go that time. So Houston will take it the other way. Paul passes to Capella over Smith. And it's Capella missing.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Wade, he's checked in for Cleveland. Thomas down low, defended by Paul. Thomas against Paul. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Isaiah Thomas.
Attacking on the interior, I like that attitude.
Houston's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. There's the pick. Thomas against Paul. Screen by Capella. And here's Harden for 3. And James pulls it down.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
Now here's Wade. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Clint Capella.
You know, you got to read the scouting report. D. Wade may be the league's best with the pump fake.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that trims the lead to 6.
Dwayne Wade at the stripe. How many times have we said that before? He lives there.
And Wade drops them both.
And good aggressive basketball on that trip. Drawing the foul, converting the free throws, and then also narrowing the gap.
Screen by Capella. Capella sets a screen for Harden. Over Thompson. Again, the miss by Harden. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Thomas kicks to Love. Fires for 3. Rebounded by Capella.
Okay, when you're trying to make a comeback, you can't be hucking up low percentage threes. You have to find a better shot within the offense.
Harden banked in off the glass. Harden's got 12 points in just the second half.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
Here's Thomas. No good off the front iron. Houston's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Harden against Wade. Anderson outside. Harden outside. Rocket 6. Tries again. Capella with the bucket. And the Rockets lead by 9.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession you won. As solid as he's been, they're still behind. He needs help.
They're in good position here to ride it out.
Certainly, if they just play smart, this game's over.
Anderson the screen. Capella with a screen on James. Reeves the dishes to Paul. Pass to Capella. Paul. It's good on the putback.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
So we see the Rockets get the win here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. What got it done for you at the end tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run. It had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall and came with the victory.
Great play tonight, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.